Another riveting upload from your old Uncle Zambo. So I'm beginning to test fit the side door. These always rot out round about the, would we call that the runner? There's a couple of wheels that the door runs back and forward on the inside. The section here, they always rot out, so I'm going to have to think of something really clever to do. The outside panel, I've put, what do you call that stuff? Acid etch primer on the side that's going to the road, and on the inside. I did this before. It's, what do you call that stuff? Rubberized underbody seal to the outside of the panels. I'll take it all the way in here. Now you don't have to weld these onto the door skins, they just flip round about the outside. You can use a hammer and a dolly or a welding clamp or whatever. So the prep's done on the outside, on the inside. Prep's done on the outside. Now here's the issue. I said it before. This is one for Europe, so the door would be on the other side of the van. Another high quality upload on the Zambo television. So that's going to have to get stuck in here somehow. But I've got another issue as well. I don't know whether to weld it on there. You see that? So where's that? Is that a swedge line you call it, a body line? I'm thinking of welding on here, which would, let's have a look, would be there on this one. And why am I thinking that? If I go up to that line, even though it would be convenient with the door runner thing, even though it would be convenient, I can't get to the other side of that when it's on the van to rub it down, corrosion protect it, and do all that type of malarkey. So we've done, I could weld a piece of steel in there, and I could weld that thing on that side and try to get it all up to about there. However, if we open it, can you see round the back? There's no real way of getting in there to, where is it there? There it's there. It's behind that metal brace. So there's no way of getting in behind that to angle grind it and put spray paint and corrosion protection. What else have to look at? Now, as ever, usual with me, I thought this stuff would have been done by the end of January, and it could have been. However, real world things cropped up. Like my mother-in-law ended up in hospital, and we've got to say, NHS Scotland, my goodness, they people work for a living, they really do. My mother-in-law was seriously ill when she went into the hospital. We are now looking for a nursing home to try to get her out of hospital. If somebody had said that to me in January, I'd have thought they were joking or whatever. But anyway, back to the van build. So NHS pick up the pitchforks and whatever to protect that. Do not let these American private companies anywhere near it. They're angels. If we had to pay for that treatment, we wouldn't have a house anymore. Right, so side door panels been done on the inside and the outside in the prep. The rot went up to here. Now basically I've replaced the steel. Oh, I'm a terrible welding. All the way down here, right? I didn't want to take it much further until I had it in the van. If you think about the size of that door, it's maybe a quarter of the length of the van, a fifth of the length of the van. So I want to get that bang on the button. And I thought the best thing to do would be remount the door back on the van and check all the gaps. Now you can see that there. If I put a straight edge on that, the body line is actually about 4 or 5 millimetres above it. So that thing wouldn't have fitted. And if we look at this as well, can you see that there? It's actually proud of the van, so I'm going to have to hammer and all of that back in. The main one that's cropped up is the bottom of the door. I managed to get that about a mile in, so I'm going to have to slice that back along there and get it to sit flush. So there's more bashing, bumping, cutting and welding to do, but today I actually felt quite positive about the build. If we just do a top shot, that's beginning to look like a van again, isn't it? Today I felt quite positive about the build. I've been hoping to get it out the door for years. And I don't know, as ever, my mantra in life is, when the phone goes to say there's paid work, I jump out the door and go and do the paid work. There is no reason why I can't have that door fixed up and assembled. I reckon you could do it in maybe a couple of shifts. To get paint on it and stuff, it'd probably be by the end of the week. I'm sure work will appear between now and the end of the week, but if I have the time, hopefully by the end of the week, how many times have you heard me say this in my videos? Hopefully by the end of the week, that door should be on the side of the van. And I'm going to say, I actually did, for the first time ever, not putting the skin on the door until I had checked it up with the rest of the van. That's a top tip, it really is. I'm proud of myself for doing that. I can see where it's out, I can see where it's in, I can see where I have to bash, I can see where I have to get everything back in line. So when I do go to put the bottom door skin on, everything should be cool and the gang, my man. Over in the front, I slapped loads of primer on the wing. I've run out of primer and guide coated it. So hopefully when I paint the side door, I'll be doing the front wing as well, which should give us that side of the van. The bodywork should be complete. How does that make me feel? Honestly, when you do this, well, I can't speak for anyone else. Over the years, the amount of times I've walked out the workshop with my heart sinking at the amount of work I still had to do, the amount of work that I'd done, how much of a mess the thing was. Now to be in a position where I'm down to like the last few panels of external bodywork, I'm beginning to get a bit of a buzz. I feel good about it. I begin to feel good about myself. As you do this type of thing, I didn't have any skills when I started out. Everything was new to me. It was all a big, dark, magical world. And it was a big project as well. If you're going to restore a vehicle, do a Fiat 500 or a Mini or something. Don't start something that's 7 metres long. However, I'm getting to a point where I can actually feel proud of it. I'll feel proud of myself if I get the thing out the door, get back to normal in the workshop. There's festivals coming up with the audio kit over summer and all that type of thing, so and I need to get this out the door. I want to build another studio downstairs as well. It's been holding up everything in my life, but now that it's nearly finished, saying that I'll go to weld that panel and it'll go on fire or something. Now that it's nearly finished, I am beginning to get a bit of a buzz out it, I must admit, after all that time. When you're starting in this stuff, it's relentless. Every time you go to cut something out, you find the stuff behind it's done in and all the rest of it. However, I stuck with it. That's thanks to YouTube, thanks to the people commenting and offering me advice on how to get the job done a bit better and all that type of thing. So I'm going to go home, have some dinner. And how's that one? Yeah, that one looks kind of okay if I put a straight edge across that line. That line's up okay. So this is all stuff to check out and just double check before I finally go to put that panel on. So go home, get dinner, Come back in tomorrow. As I say, that I've got some good positive energy about me just now because of Mum and seeing a bit of light at the end of the tunnel with this thing. So I hope you're all well. Thanks very much for watching. Sorry about all the political stuff I had done recently. It's not what the channel's about. My channel should be irreverent, shouldn't it? It's bashing, stealing old vans, falafel shops, going to the Bob Cave and stuff. I'll try to get back over to Bob's this week. However, the world's absolutely crazy just now. There's a lot of really dark, really sinister people making some really bad decisions. So I thought it was worth commenting on it. Not a lot of people watch the videos anyway. However, when governments are doing the crazy stuff that they're doing just now, it's all our duties to speak up about it, you know. Oh, in fact, I shouldn't, now that I've mentioned it, there was a battle in the Ukraine in a place called Artemovsk, or Bakhmut in Russian. It looks as if the Russians have surrounded the enclave they've been fighting since last August. Check this one out. It's the largest land battle in Europe since the end of World War II, and possibly the largest land battle in the 21st century. Last night when I watched the news, tens of thousands of guys have been slaughtered. When I watched the news last night, the BBC said the place had insignificant military significance. You've got the propaganda bubble we're living in just now is absolutely bonkers. Anyway, hopefully, well, if I get work, I'm out the door, I'm going to do the work. Hopefully, if I can get a clear run at this, I need to order up, I've run out of primer as well. If I can get a clear run at it, I think we're finally beginning to get places, aren't we? Right, come on camera, come on, right. So, from a cheery example, I'm a cheery. I don't know if I'm cheery or not, but from a optimistic, enthusiastic Zambo, thank you all for watching. Bless the lot of yous, and keep your eye on your governments, guys. If they can get Ukrainians and Russians to slaughter each other, they can get us to do it as well. Alrighty? Right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.